Welcome to another edition of Bearcats All Access. I'm your host, Marshall Kramsky. The UC football team coming off of a heartbreaking loss in their first road game of the Big 12 in Lubbock against Texas Tech, 44-41. We hear from head coach Scott Satterfield, and he also talks about what does the team do in this bye week. Plus, quarterback Brendan Sorby has been lighting the league on fire. He's the Big 12 newcomer of the week. We check in with Sorby. Plus, some great features from the Cincinnati Bearcats athletics program. All that and so much more coming up on Bearcats All Access right now.
Bearcats All Access, sponsored by All Good Home Improvements.
Coach, you had a little bit of time now, digest the loss. What were your biggest takeaways from that game?
Man, it was a hard-fought game by our guys. That's number one. I thought they did not quit. They didn't lay down. They kept fighting. I think, obviously when you get in the fourth quarter, we got down 2 touchdowns. I mean, it would have been real easy to say, man, we don't have this. In that environment, on the road in the Big 12, our guys continued to fight, and we were able to get back into it. And, just came up a little bit short. But, it was a good college football game. We just came on the short end of the stick there. I felt like, we ran out of time there at the very end. Some unfortunate things happened on that last drive, and that made us run out of time.
Bye week coming up. Good, bad, how do you feel about the bye where it is?
Yeah, I think the bye week's a great time for us after 5 games. You just have so many nicks, bruises, guys that had some injuries, a chance to get healthy, to try to get back now. And so it's a good time for us. I think if, particularly after a tough loss like that, it gives you a little bit more time to, hey, work on some things that we need to work on. Let's get this bad taste out of our mouth through this bye week, heal up, work with our young guys, allow them to continue to get better throughout this bye week.
What did you see about your young guys stepping up in that bright moment?
Manny Kobe's a great example of that. A redshirt freshman that had really played a whole lot for us, has worked really hard in the whole year that he was here prior to this year. He got his opportunity and made the most of it. Some big time plays that when we needed it, particularly there in the fourth quarter, ended up over 100 yards catching with 2 touchdowns. I mean, for a guy that was coming in probably 4th string running back, it's a testament to him and his work ethic and the opportunity that he took advantage of.
Every week he comes up, quarterback Brendan Sorby, Big 12 newcomer of the week. What did you see out of your quarterback in Texas Tech?
Competitor. I thought he was fighting the whole night. Whenever he did run the football, he was fighting for yards, putting his head down, trying to go get extra yards, getting first downs, converting a 4th down. Almost scored there, got to the 1-yard line, but then throwing the football, very accurate passer, was seeing what the defense was giving us, spreading the ball out, a bunch of different guys caught balls and scored touchdowns with it. He maneuvered our offense. It was an outstanding day for him and our offense, but put up 41 points on the board, which is outstanding. But I just think more than anything else, just a big-time competitor that kept fighting.
How much is he independent right now versus what you guys are having conversations about of running the in-game offense?
Well, I think each game he gets, stronger and stronger within the offense and understanding the ins and outs of it. And we're, as coaches, are learning, things he doesn't like. We're obviously trying to set him up for great success. And he's been very successful. He's had an outstanding year so far, after 5 weeks. And hopefully we'll continue to get better.
How would you evaluate your team so far based on compared to your expectations going into the year?
We'd like to have obviously more wins. It's only going to get harder as the season goes on. This Big 12 football has so many great teams, so many great venues we're going to have to go play. So it's going to be a big test as we move forward. We just got to stay healthy and play, just fundamental football.
What is it you really want to make sure you guys accomplish with the extended period to prepare?
Yeah, I think I mentioned this. Number one, just getting healthy. I think our guys been in the training room, weight room, just continue to, getting their bodies right. I think number 2 is the things that we're deficient at, and there's several things that we try to work on those things during this off time. And number 3, working with our young players. Players that we, maybe the last 6-7 games they're going to have to step in and play. So what time we have this week, let's really work on their fundamentals. Let's really work on the things that they can get better at. So when they get their opportunity, they'll be ready to play.
Coming up on Bearcats All Access, we take you inside the locker room after the game in Lubbock. Hear what Coach Satterfield said to the team. Keys to Success, sponsored by Columbia Hyundai and Genesis of Montgomery.
Cincinnati Bearcats women's golf head coach Amy Pont is the youngest head coach across Cincinnati athletics. Just last week in Miami, the team shot a record round. Ruby Chow shot a 67, tying the best round in team history. Before the season started in the preseason, Pont spoke about her Bearcats.
I think this past year was a big learning kind of opportunity for all of us, really. The team kind of coming into it with, a new coach, and me coming into it with a whole brand new team. I think we grew tremendously as a group, not just relationships between each other and them, but also kind of learned so many things about the girls that I don't think they wanted me to learn about, but it kind of happened. So it's been just kind of a year of growth. I think that would sum it up. A lot of adversity and a lot of kind of bouncing back and just trying to stick to the process and trusting in that. Us getting Ruby in January was huge for us. I mean, obviously she couldn't compete in the spring, but she's been practicing really hard and kind of working on everything, physical, mental, and technique-wise. I mean, she's played so much this summer, and she brings a lot of value to the team, not just golf-wise. I mean, she's a leader. She wants to be a leader, and I think her redshirting has been tremendous for her, because her getting to know her teammates and now going out and traveling with the team and being in the lineup, she's already established all of those friendships and all of those connections with her teammates. So that's been huge in that aspect. I think having new faces is what makes this group so fun. Every single student athlete on this team is from different walks of life, different countries, different states. They are only adding value to the program. Everyone has their own piece of the story that kind of gets put into this puzzle to make one really awesome, cool picture. This year is kind of a year where it's almost like, okay, let's see who we are, because it is virtually a completely different team than it was last year. We've also got some new players that are now in the lineup, so it does look a lot different, but kind of over the last couple of weeks, they've gelled immediately and they've gotten into their rhythm. Everything is so new, so obviously that just comes with time and creating that chemistry. But all of our team meetings so far have been kind of full of energy, which has been awesome, and as a coach, you don't know what to expect. You recruit based on personalities and talent, and when you see them all together, it's really neat to see. They are all totally different, and for us being such a small team, it's funny that on paper it doesn't look like it makes sense, but in person everybody just gets on, and that's what makes this group so special.
Last Saturday, the Cincinnati Bearcats suffered a heartbreaking loss to the Texas Tech Red Raiders, 44-41. The Bearcats close to pulling it out, their first Big 12 road victory of the season in Lubbock. Let's go inside the locker room with head coach Scott Satterfield and his message he had for his Bearcats.
Tough game, man. Obviously, I'm super proud of each and every one of you. Did not go our way tonight at the end. But one thing we didn't do was lay it down. We fought our ass off out there tonight. I mean, we fought our ass off, and there's a lot of things that didn't go our way. We got guys falling out. We got guys getting hurt. Next guys stepping up, stepping in. Trying to get out there and make plays and fight for each other and fight for your brothers. And that's what it's all about. Teams like that, we're going to keep getting better and better and better. Just didn't go our way tonight. Ran out of time at the end. Ran out of freaking time, the way I see it. All right? But you did not give up and you did not give in. But I'm super proud of you, man. We're going to keep fighting. And we're going to keep fighting. And we're going to keep fighting. That's all we know. As a football team. You got me? All right, man. Let's get changed up. Get out of here, man. Love you guys. Let's go, family on three. 1, 2, 3, family.
Next, Marshall sits down with Bearcats QB Brendan Sorby. How he's feeling about being named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Week for the second time this season. Bearcats All Access. Sponsored by All Good Home Improvements.
Brendan, you've been such a focal point, especially in the Big 12, but across college football, this breakout season you're having so far. Did you expect to be as successful as quickly as you have been?
Yeah, obviously, I always believed in myself, and I believed in the scheme that, that we run here, and I think it fits me very well. Obviously, I think we've had a lot of success, and, hopefully we can keep it up. But, I did believe in myself and that I had the ability to do this. Obviously, I'm happy with how I've done, but I think I could even do better than this.
What was your recruiting journey like?
Not too many offers out of high school, a couple of FCS offers, and then January of my senior year, Indiana came and offered me, and then went there. And then whenever I entered the portal back in December, probably had 15 or 20 offers, and then decided that this was the right fit for me and chose to come be a Bearcat.
What was it that stuck out about Cincinnati
the bond that I had formed with the coaches early on. Obviously I felt like I said just a couple seconds ago, was just that the scheme fit me really well. They like to run the quarterback a little bit here and, take shots downfield, and I thought it would be a good offensive fit for me, so I decided to pull the trigger.
Coach Satterfield calls you a gamer. Where did that begin for you? Because it's a trait that not everyone has.
I don't know. I just really like to play games. I joked around at a presser a couple weeks ago about, not loving practice all that much, but, practice is obviously very important. But once you get out there in the game, not everything's going to go exactly how you practice. So I think that's a very good trait to have, to just be out there and, just playing ball and having fun with it and making plays. I think it's been very helpful for me, especially when stuff breaks down, maybe a read doesn't go exactly how you thought it would, and being able to extend the play and, make a play.
You're 20 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
I remember you said that a few weeks ago after a game, after you said, as I get older.
Yeah.
Do you feel like an older soul than a 20-year-old?
I don't know if you could say that even, but I definitely do feel, as far as like football goes, just the game reps have been huge for me. Playing at Indiana last year against some big-time programs, I think it was massive for me, and I like to think that I'm maturing and stuff as far as being a quarterback and everything nowadays in college football. I think that's very big for me.
Do you feel like you're the guy in charge out there?
Absolutely. Trying to get better each and every single week as far as just comfortability in the offense, and I think I've done that, and I think it's only going to take off from here.
How have you been handling the outside noise mentally, internally?
I try to tune it out, because I know as the second I have a bad week, it'll all be the other way around. So I try not to pay too much attention to it. Obviously, hopefully I don't have one of those bad weeks and everybody keeps talking good about me, but you just never know. So you can't get too high and can never get too low, and you can't pay too much attention to the media or anything.
The diehard Bearcat fans, there was a lot of excitement when you transferred here, and then you're living up to it. They know you as the quarterback on the field. What's something they don't know about you?
It's a tough one. I kind of said in a little video, I'm a big loner. I love to be alone. Maybe watch a couple sad movies, maybe some romance movies. I'm a big romance guy.
Are you subtly trying to say you're a hopeless romantic?
Maybe I am, man. I don't know.
What's your favorite rom-coms?
I don't know. Sometimes I go back and forth on if I like rom-coms or just straight sad, tear-jerking romances, man. Obviously, I said it in my last video, but How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is a good one. The Notebook's a great one. Fault in Our Stars. I could go on and on. I love good romance movie.
This is very strong masculinity coming out of you. Do you think it translates to football?
I don't know if they have any correlation between romance movies and football, but if they do, I think it's working decent in my favor.
Loveland native Jillian Hayes is preparing to be a starter for her 5th season on the Bearcats women's basketball team. In the spring, Hayes was in Belize and Miami as one of 3 Big 12 athletes posing for Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Let's check out Jillian Hayes mic'd up as she puts in work.
I'm the feds today. Oh. I'm the feds. Watch what y'all say. Great first day. How are you feeling?
Icy hot.
Stop paying. We're old. We're actually really old.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Last first day, I'm getting real old. Real old.
She about to get buckets though.
Hey, she is too.
Wait, I got to turn around.
Baby, don't say your last name on the back.
It has 2 though. Yo, look.
We look good. We look good. I was fast. I was quick with it. Who's Kirby? I don't know who Kirby is, but I know what the drill is. I see you, Abe. You good, baby? Here you go, Ollie. Hey, Ash, how you feeling? I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Chloe man for the day?
Yes.
Go left, ball. Left, Ollie. Taking everything in me to not chomp my gum. I am such a bad chomper. The rest of y'all just pull up. Chloe, how do you feel about your first official college practice?
It's cool. It's cool.
It's cool, that's what you got? Shout out.
Hi, camera.
3-pointers this year, y'all. Watch out. Stop back. Here we go. Keep it top. Oh my God, Ramaya, talk to the camera. This your first year. Yeah. How you feeling? First day.
Good. I got my girl Jilly with me.
Ready? Ah, yeah! about to burp, y'all. If I do, excuse me in advance. Yeah, get up.
Dribble in order to get the ball reversed. Okay? Y'all cute.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all heard that? She said we cute, and it's already time to sign off. My last first official practice. Out. I'm out, y'all. Catch you in the season.
Next on Bearcats All Access, Bearcats basketball legend Sean Kilpatrick returns to UC to talk about his legendary career.
Oscar Robertson as one of only 2 basketball players in UC history to score over 2,000 points. Sean Kilpatrick is maybe the best Cincinnati Bearcat hooper of the last decade. Kilpatrick was back at UC recently to be inducted into the James P. Kelly Hall of Fame. Kilpatrick sat down with Dan Hoard on the Let's Rain podcast. Let's check it out.
A very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special live edition of the Let's Rain podcast. We are live at Rheingeist, the Rheingeist Tap Room here in Over the Rhine. Rheingeist, of course, the brewer of Cincy Light, the greatest beverage ever made. And Cincinnati's light beer. I'm your host, Dan Hoard. I could not be more excited to introduce our first guest on the podcast tonight. He was a first-team All-American in 2014. He is the second leading scorer in UC basketball history, and this weekend he will be inducted into the UC Athletics Hall of Fame. Let's hear it for number 23, Sean Kilpatrick.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
SK, welcome home. Does this feel like home?
Yeah, I said this the other day to actually to my best friend. When I was walking through the airport, it smelled like home. I was like, yo, I could smell it, like I could taste it, like it's something about Cincinnati that, like I said, this is home for me. I'll always be here.
Well, it smelled like home because they have Skyline Chili at the airport now, so that might have been what you smelled. So I remember going to practices that year. As you said, you redshirted. Every practice for you that year was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. I mean, guys at Cincinnati practice hard, but for you, it was a game. Every day.
That's true. When I redshirted, I was getting a haircut when Coach told me that I was going to end up redshirting. I was like, what? Like, I just sat out at prep school. Now I got to come here to Cincinnati and sit out again. Realistically, I should have been here in 08, 09. But I got to sit out and, Coach, you bugging. I'm about to leave. I got to go home. So I called my mom. My mom tells me, you got to trust Coach. I mean, he obviously knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for years. Like, you got to have some type of patience and trust what he's doing. So after a couple days, I sat back. I was like, you know what, Coach, I'll go through it. But one thing he told me when I walked in that office, he was like, now the thing is, with you not playing, don't think I'm not going to be on your tail. Like, I'm going to be on you. And the reason why is because you have to use this year to get better. So every game, every practice for me, like you said, was Game 7. And I looked at it like we have more practices than games. So the more I continue to keep going crazy, it will feel like, in practice that is, it'll feel like I had 2 years of just playing basketball and with games and everything. But I just had practice. So it was amazing for me. When I sat back and looked back at it, I was like, yo, Coach saved my life with that move. He saved me with that move, yeah.
So the next year, it was on.
Yeah.
And you went on to have a phenomenal 4-year career at UC. It's impossible to reminisce about all of the great games and all of the great moments, but I've written down a few. So are you ready to reminisce?
Yes.
All right, let's start with your second year playing. Big East Tournament semifinals against Syracuse, my alma mater.
Yes.
They're 31-1. ranked second in the country. Nobody thought you had a chance. You made 6 threes, 5 assists, 5 steals.
Wow.
Serious defense in that game.
You just got me chills with that. Wow. What? Yeah, that's.
And you beat Syracuse 71-68 to go to the Big East Tournament Championship game. When I mentioned that game, what do you remember?
I mean, it was in the Garden. I mean, I think the crazy thing is, I mean, I don't even really remember the crazy shots or the threes or nothing like that, but I do remember Justin catching that dunk at the end to seal it.
Yeah.
I mean, but that game, I mean, it was so, you know how the Big East was at that time. Every night it was a war. So to be able to do that, especially against Syracuse, I mean, they was the top of the Big East at that time. They was, anywhere you looked, it was either 6, 8 and up, including even the point guards at that time. So it was unreal. But I mean, to be able to get that win inside the Garden, I mean, at home against Syracuse, I mean, I always had kind of something with them anyway. They never recruited me. So it was like why not even do it?
I've said this many times, and I mean it. I'm not sure there's been a UC athlete, at least in the many years that I've been doing the games, that's been a better ambassador for UC than you during your playing career, during your professional career, and now to this day. You have represented this university so well. We really owe you a great debt of gratitude.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Dan.
All right, you got it.
Thank you for sure.
All
Thank
right,
you.
let's hear it for this guy, Sean Kilpatrick.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's all the time we have on Bearcats All Access. I'm Marshall Kramsky. The Bearcats on a bye this week. Next week, the football team taking on UCF in Orlando. Tune in every week at 11:30 a.m. on WCPO 9 to Bearcats All Access.